welcome in, y'all. As we know, the Diddy trial, jury trial selection, this is the first week. We are on the fourth day. Today is Thursday. You know me and my baby Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. We went there on Monday, the first day of jury trial selection. And it was very great experience. We had two crash outs, which I thought there was going to be a crash out in front of the federal courthouse, which it was. But anyway, as we are getting into it, a few days into the jury selection, you guys, there has been, a lot of stuff that has transpired as time has gone on for these first, I guess, 3 days. Starting today will be the fourth day. But we know that attorney Mark Geragos was called out. Hey, good morning, Carol. Mark Geragos was called out by Judge Subramanian, because he was on his podcast and he called the prosecutors a six-pack of white women. Y'all, where do they do that at? I mean, I don't know, but the federal judge, Judge Submarino, he had to put, his, foul on the play, right? Hey, Tammy, good morning. Hey, Bubblegum Money, welcome. The judge, he was like, oh no, you're not going to be going on no podcast, Mr. Geragos, talking about the prosecutors are a six-pack of white women. Y'all, what is going on? I mean, it is getting crazy in these Diddy streets. Hey, Michael, how are you? Welcome, Mike, welcome. Y'all, smash the like button as y'all come in the building, because I'm telling you, this situation with Diddy, the jury trial selection, is going, it's going a little crazy. There's been names mentioned, y'all. I'm telling you, it's a lot going on, right? It's a lot going on. One girl said that she was wait, hold on. Wrong, Michael. I'm Mike. Hi, Mike. Hi, Michael M. Welcome. Yes, Bubblegum Money, yes, he should know better. He calling them women a six-pack of white women. I was like, he's been a defense attorney for a long time. Mark Geragos, he should know better. Hey, my baby Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. Good morning. Welcome, baby. Y'all, I'm telling you, this thing is crazy. Hey, Jazzy, welcome. How are you? Welcome in. Y'all, it is getting crazy bananas. But y'all, we're going to get into this, y'all. It says, Attorney Mark Geragos calls Sean Diddy Combs prosecutors a pack of white women. Geragos, who isn't officially on the defense team, was admonished by U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian, who calls his remarks outrageous. Hey, guy, welcome. Y'all, Mr. Geragos is said to be like some type of, he's like, what's it called? He's like, what is it called? I forget the name of the word, but he's like there. He's really not listed as one of the attorneys from what I understand. He is just providing guidance, I guess, per se, from what I understand, right? It is crazy, but y'all, we gonna get into it, y'all. Smash the like button, y'all. I'm telling you, this court case, I can imagine, y'all. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot to unpack here. It is crazy. It is really crazy. Yeah, consultant. Yeah, he's consultant. Yeah, that's what he called a consultant, right? Is he getting paid by Diddy? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know, but y'all, let's continue. So it says, defense attorney Mark Geragos was admonished by the judge in Sean Diddy Combs' Rex trafficking trial for referring to prosecutors as a pack of white women, a six-pack of white women. Y'all, it's crazy. Geragos, who is not officially on Combs' defense team, but is working with its jury consultant, made the comment recently on the Two Angry Men podcast. He co-hosts with TMZ founder Harvey Levine. Y'all, this is crazy, right? Is he even getting paid? I wonder. Hey, Bronze, good morning. Is he even getting paid to be on there as a consultant? Because look, this love is not free. Diddy, you better be paying me some mucho dinero, right? You better be paying me some money, because I'm not consulting nobody for free. I'm sure there's a fee that comes along with that. But y'all, let's continue. It says, On Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian told Geragos in a conversation in his chambers that he would be listening. He said he gonna be listening. He gonna be ear hustling and he's gonna be eye hustling on his podcast, right? So it says, and watching him to make sure he doesn't say anything that could interfere with a fair trial. Hey, Jaden, how are you? It says, I think this is ridiculous, Subramanian said. I think referring to the prosecution in this case as a six-pack of white women is outrageous. This would not be tolerated in any court from any lawyer anywhere across the nation. He said he don't care if it's in India, Africa, Waikiki, Honolulu, Dubai, Thailand, Turkey. It's not going to be tolerated in nobody's court. Nowhere in the world, right? That's what the judge is saying. He said, you have one more listener to your podcast, he added. He said, I'm listening. I'm here ear hustling and I'm eye hustling, Mr. Mark Geragos. Just know that I am going to be in attendance on your podcast, right? It says, as long as you subscribe, I'm all for it. Geragos responded, okay, Mr. Geragos, he's trying to be really, bold. He got his chest pumped out or whatever, right? Geragos' daughter, Teeny Geragos, is on Combs' legal team and has been a guest on the podcast, right? Hey, Sam. Hey, Femi, welcome. It says Mark Geragos has offered his opinion on a variety of topics about the case on Two Angry Men, including a March 2016 hotel surveillance video that shows Combs beating and dragging his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, who was signed to his music label as Cassie. Prosecutors have said the video is a critical piece of evidence against Combs, 55, who is charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in the P word. He has pleaded not guilty. Y'all, I'm telling you, this situation is going to be crazy, right? The judge is going to be listening to Mr. Geragos on his Two Angry Men podcast. He will be in attendance. He will be watching. He'll be looking, lurking, ear hustling, eye hustling, all that in above, in between, right? He wants to make sure, which is only fair, that Diddy he's making sure that Diddy gets a fair trial, right? So it says Subramanian rejected a request from the defense to withhold the video from evidence. Oh, so the defense team asked to withhold the evidence, and Judge Subramanian said no, absolutely not. Denied. Application is denied. So that tells me that they are going to allow this tape to be played. Is if I'm understanding it right. Hey, Purple Flower, welcome. If I'm understanding it right, Judge Subramanian rejected the defense from withholding the video from evidence. After CNN aired the video last year, Combs apologized publicly, saying that his behavior in it was inexcusable and that he took full responsibility for his actions. Y'all, that apology was like, it was a waste of everybody's time, right? Could we get those couple of minutes back, Diddy? No, I don't think so. But you should not even did this apology knowing that you can't even say anything. You can't say her name. You can't talk about anything. And it was all about you. Tammy says, lies, lies, lies. Yes, liar, liar, pants on fire. If you notice in the apology, of course, he couldn't say her name because of what situation transpired in the court with when they had their little court hearing, right? Right. And then he sits there and it's like, and I was total narcissistic behavior. I'm just saying, right? Total narcissistic behavior. Everything is all about Diddy. Diddy, go sit down and have a seat. Oh, he's already having a seat at the NBC. I'm just saying, y'all, let's continue. It says, on his podcast, Geragos described the video as character assassination. Whoa. Before prospective jurors were questioned Tuesday, the second day of jury selection in federal court in Manhattan, Subramanian asked Mark Geragos whether he was advising Combs. Okay. Okay. Long Wolf. Okay, thank you. If you did send in, my Cash App is $the lounge 8385. I'm sorry, $the lounge 83. Thank you if you did. If you didn't, that's okay. Just hit the like button. Jazzy says, Diddy, Glover and team think they are sick. Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. It is crazy, y'all. Let's continue. So it says, before prospective jurors were questioned Tuesday, the second day of jury selection in federal court in Manhattan, Subramanian asked Mark Geragos whether he was advising Combs. Geragos, who has had a number of high profile cases. Remember, he was on the O.J. Simpson trial. Hey, Rakeisha, how are you? Remember when he was on the O.J. Simpson trial? Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, and he said he has known Combs for years and is representing his mother in another case. What is going on? Janet's got a court case. She's being represented. What is she being represented for, y'all? We got to look that up, y'all. There's something going on, y'all. There is something going on. Something is brewing in the back pot on the stove. Something is brewing with Janice Combs because he said he's representing her. What is he representing her for? Is she going to be brought in? Is she going to be questioned? Makes you wonder, right? So it says, I do talk to him with great frequency, he said, adding that he has represented Combs in the past. Okay. Tabby says the whole family need a lawyer. Absolutely. All of them need lawyers, right? They better be all lawyered up. I'm telling you, they are a mess. So it says Geragos also defended his statements, telling the judge, I think when you got a black man who's being prosecuted and the client feels like he's being targeted, it's an observation. The prosecution asked Subramanian in a letter filed Tuesday to remind Geragos and the members of his law firm not to make public statements and might hinder a fair trial. He's trying to be nice. Judge Subramanian, he's trying to say, hey, stop saying all this stuff. You know, Diddy needs to have a fair trial, right? Okay. Mark Geragos, you was over there showing out. You was over there cutting up in the federal courthouse. Just saying, y'all. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic, a member of the 6 women prosecution team, outlined those concerns about Geragos' comments in court on Tuesday, saying that the podcast has several million subscribers and his remarks could infect the jury pool. Subramanian has said he hoped to seat a jury of 12 people and 6 alternates. What I'm being told is that 6 alternates is a lot of alternates to have. But we don't know if people gonna get sick. We don't know if people gonna fall out from seeing them freak off tapes. We don't know. We don't know. They might be throwing up. They might be having heat flashes. I mean, seeing these tapes, seeing all the evidence, they may fall out, may have a heart attack. They may fall into anxiety attacks, panic attacks. This judge is making sure that this jury pool is covered, right? He was like, no, we want to make sure because there might be, there's 12 jurors we playing the freak off tapes. So there might be 3 or 4, jurors that may fall out, maybe, vomiting, throwing up, having anxiety attacks, screaming, oh my God, I can't believe he did this. Oh my God. Y'all, they are going to be falling out left and right? I'm telling you, they're going to be falling out left and right. So it says, but it could happen. It could take up until the end of the week for them to, finish the jury pool. It says many prospective jurors have said they are aware of the Rex trafficking case and have seen the surveillance tape on CNN. Wow. So y'all, Tabby said pure survival, Jamil. Jamil is laughing. This is crazy, right? Jazzy says yes. Freak off PTSD. Yes, them people gonna have PTSD. They gonna be passing out. I mean, the church women, if there's any on the jury, they're gonna be, oh, hallelujah, Jesus, oh my God, Lord, come save my soul. Y'all, they are going to be, I mean, it's going to be all kind of different things that's gonna probably have these jurors dropping out left and right, talk about this stuff is so gross, it's disgusting, I can't, my eyes, it's violation of my eyes, I can't do it, I can't take it no more. So Judge Subramanian, he's making sure he got 6 people on the backup, ready to fall in place of whoever falls out because of all of this stuff, right? Tabby says traumatized, and yes, they are going to be traumatized. Their eyes is going, I mean, this is going to be epic, y'all. I'm telling you, this trial is going to be epic. Judge Subramanian is not playing. He is making sure he has plenty of backup. Nobody, nothing is stopping them because they are giving this trial, I believe, 2 months. They're giving this trial, I believe it's 2 months to be, open and done. But he's trying to make sure, the judge is like, we make sure that we is covered every day. They already gave out the days in which, like, the federal government, the feds have, federal holidays, like, 4th of July, Labor, what is the one in May? There's a holiday in May, I forget, whatever. But all of the federal holidays, they're making sure that they're, letting everybody know, hey, the court is not going to proceed on these days. Of course, 4th of July, the May, the whatever holidays that are upcoming within those months. Memorial Day, yeah, Alexander, thank you. Yeah, Memorial Day and all that stuff like that. We gonna be closed, so we gonna make sure we gonna run a tight ship. We gonna get in here, get all the evidence, go over everything that we need to go over. Because remember, Diddy was requesting a 2 months. He's like, Judge Submarina, can we get a 2-month extension? And the judge said no. Absolutely not. No, you should have been ready, Diddy. You should have hired Mark Geragos. You should have hired that black attorney. You should have hired all these people when you first got indicted. It's not my problem that they got to play catch up. That sounds like a PP, what I used to say. That sounds like a PP. That is a personal problem. So don't sit there and ask me to give you 2 months to push back your trial when you want a speedy trial and you hired these attorneys at the last minute. Sir, get out of here with that. No, that's not my problem. That's a PP, personal problem, that I ain't got nothing to do with. You got all this money in the bank. Y'all know Diddy stingy as all get out. He was probably like, let me go ahead and hire them at the last minute and see if I can get this extension. No, he thought that was going to work in his favor, and it didn't. Because, Mark Geragos was probably going to run him up a monk as far as a bill. Like, I charge $100,000 an hour. So Diddy was probably like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wait to the last minute. I know we can put in, a request to get this extension. So if I hire Mark Geragos the last week before the trial starts, he can go ahead and, get spun up, and we can ask for this 2-month request. And I think we should be good. It didn't work. It didn't work. Absolutely not. It did not work. So Diddy is over there, sucking air. He even told on Monday, he even said that he told the judge that he was a little nervous. He is fighting for his life, right? I'll be nervous too if I'm in the hands of the feds. Who would not be nervous in the hands of the feds, right? Any situation you'll be nervous, but when you're in the hands of the feds, y'all know the feds have like a 98% conviction rate. I think it's 98%, 97. The conviction rate is slim to you winning a case. Once they got all of this evidence, they got all this proof, your back is against the wall. You ain't gonna come far up off that wall. And Diddy is feeling the wrath of that, because all these years, what was Diddy doing? Diddy was sliding and gliding through the state courts, cases being dropped and all that other stuff, right? But when the feds came in the building, they welcomed him into, the federal custody when they were at the hotel. Remember? They came in there like a thief in the night. Diddy was coming in the hotel with his little entourage. He thought he was, doing all these, great things, like he just came from shopping or whatever. And then when he came in the hotel, the feds came, "Are you Sean Diddy Combs? Oh, please come with me." And they scooped him up. They took him and welcomed him into the federal system. And Diddy was shocked because remember, he was not supposed to turn himself in until the next day. But that, I think Sunday night or Monday night, oh no, the feds were coming for him. Because what I heard, I don't know how true it was, they were saying that Diddy was trying to get on his plane and tell the feds, bye-bye, see you later. And the feds were like, oh no, he will not be on no plane and, absconding and leaving and trying to escape the feds. Oh, absolutely not. The feds had it all set up, right? The feds, people be sleeping on the feds. People be sleeping on the feds. Hold on, let me get some tissue, y'all. I'm sorry, my nose is running like a monk. So the feds, they're like, oh no, absolutely not. No. Diddy, you were supposed to turn yourself in. We got some intel that you were trying to get on that plane, and that's not gonna happen. We're gonna make sure that we apprehend you, sir. They came in there like a thief in the night. They scooped him up like Baskin Robbins 31 flavors, and they took him on in. And Diddy thought, oh no, I'm in the hands of oh, maybe I can start asking this, and maybe I can start doing this. Because y'all remember, he was like, oh no, later on, right, months later, he was trying to get his lawyer to ask Judge Submarine or the other judge, whoever, to go ahead and release him from the MDC. He gonna get a hotel in Manhattan on the mountaintop close to Jesus. And the judge was like, I don't know about that. And then he was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna send my federal agents over there to check out this, alleged apartment, right? And I'm thinking, what happened to Diddy's house in Manhattan? I thought he had a house in New York. Why didn't he, elect to go to his house? Did he sell his house in New York? I've never even understood the situation with that, because I'm like, if you are in New York and you got a house, why are you trying to get, to this apartment? Right? Like, what happened to your house? But he was trying to get the feds to go look at this apartment, on the mountaintop in Manhattan, close to Jesus, maybe where him and Jesus can have a close relationship while he go to this trial. He could pray and do all the great things that he hadn't done over the last 30 years. And then the judge said, no, Diddy. You gonna stay right there at that MDC with the rats, with the roaches, where you belong. That's where you wanted to be. Because if you didn't want to be there, you wouldn't have did all the dirty stuff that you were alleged to have done to get you to the MDC, right? The judge was like, no. And they are saying that's like hell on earth. They are saying that. They said that MDC is terrible. They said it's nasty, it's funky, it's dirty, it's inhumane. But that's where people go, the savages, right? Diddy said he was a savage. So the judge, I don't know if it was Judge Subramanian or the other judge, they were like, oh, we hold savages at the MDC. Oh, yeah, we got slots for savages over there. Yeah, we keep the savages. Yeah, we got a slot for you. And he left them at the MDC. He's like, you ain't going nowhere. You're not going to the apartment over there in Manhattan on the top of the mountaintop closer to Jesus. Because, no, you're not going to have that freedom. You have the freedom within the MDC's four corners, but you won't have the freedom to go under your own four corners. I'm like, yeah, the judge... Diddy's lawyer was like, yeah, we'll provide security. It won't be no internet. It won't be no free calls. Your Honor, I promise you, it's going to be a secure location. We just want Diddy out of the MDC because it's nasty, it's inhumane, it's this, it's that. And they're saying that the federal judges don't even like to send a lot of their inmates, the federal inmates, to the MDC because it is the worst one that's out there. And for Diddy to get denied that apartment, that tells you a lot, right? Come on, let's be for real. Let's be honest. They do not care. Diddy, you did all these awful, horrible things. Do you think that you should be rewarded? Do you think that we care about you? Over there, you have to sleep with the roaches, the crickets. I mean, the ants. The rodents or whatever. Do you think it smell like poop? Smell like urine? Do you think that we care about that? No, we don't care. Because if you cared, you wouldn't be here, right? If you cared, you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have made it 30 years acting a fool, acting a donkey to the MDC. Hey, Anonymous, how are you? Tammy said he is nasty and inhumane too. Exactly. Yeah, he was probably like, let me talk about how you are inhumane. You was inhumane to all these people that have alleged you of doing all this stuff, right? Let's talk about that, Diddy. But see, Diddy don't want to talk about that. Diddy was in the court on Monday. Y'all talking about he was nervous. He had to go take some, restroom breaks and everything. I mean, he was probably sweating bullets and everything, right? He was in there having a whole panic attack because Diddy knows what he's done, right? When people go to court and they're accused of certain things, right? People can say you did this, you did that, but you personally, everything you have done, right? Even if you don't want to admit it. Yeah, I didn't did this. I didn't slap this person. Oh yeah, I didn't set this person's car on fire. I didn't rug these people. Yeah, I had these minors in here. I had working like a slave. I had done. You know what you have done, right? You know what you have done. So him sitting in that courtroom on Monday talking about he's nervous. He got to take all these bathroom breaks because he knows what he's done. It's his karma coming back to him, right? His guilty conscience is eating him alive. His guilty conscience is eating him up, eating him alive, right? Diddy knows everything he's done. What he has been accused of, what they're saying, whatever, is just like words of what people are saying, right? But Diddy, you know what you did to people. You know that you was a horrible person. You know that. Because if you did that to Cassie on the tape, y'all, let's be for real. Let's be honest. I can imagine what he did behind closed doors. Let's just be for real, right? We can imagine what he has done behind them closed doors. I'm just saying. So Diddy can act like he's a little angel in the outfield, which I know that he's not. I mean, taking people's money, stealing people's money, having these people walk and get cheesecake and stuff, all the stuff that he has done. Come on now. It adds up to a lot. Like, you really think that, he did all this horrible things and he's a good person? Oh, absolutely not. Anonymous says maybe the restroom breaks is where he is getting accused by all the publicity and his video active collection. Lord, Carol says his hair is now gray and already was. Yes. Oh yeah. He looked like ho ho ho. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Look, Santa Claus. He looked like Pop Pop now. He actually officially looks like Pop Pop, right? Hey, Matthew, how are you? He officially looks like Pop Pop now, right? I'm telling you, this is going down for Diddy. Did he have to take a marker out? Maybe order a marker from the commissary, put it in a little water, and then try to go ahead and color his hair? Or maybe did he just take the marker, a black marker, and try to, to gray out some of the hair? Maybe they said, you could only get one marker, Diddy, and the one marker was like not taking him all the way to his gray coverage. I'm just saying, y'all. I am just saying. But y'all, let's listen to this right here. Oh my goodness, y'all.
Combs' sex trafficking trial is getting heated. As jury selection continues, the judge overseeing the case called out attorney Mark Geragos, who is not officially on the rapper's defense team, but is working with its jury consultant, for referring to the prosecution as a...
Oh, Carol said black shoe polish. I know, right? Probably some black shoe polish that he probably put in the water to dilute it a little bit, maybe give him a little, let him take it a little bit longer away, be like, I need this every day. I can only use just a little couple of drops or whatever. I am weak, y'all.
A six-pack of white women. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian told Geragos on May 6 per NBC News, "I think this is ridiculous. I think referring to the prosecution in this case as a six-pack of white women is outrageous." Subramanian continued, "This would not be tolerated in any court from any lawyer anywhere across the nation." However, Geragos, whose daughter Tenny Geragos is one of the lawyers on Combs' legal team, argued that he...
Now, let me say this. Do y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all think, do y'all think Mark Geragos has like some kind of like pumping his chest out? Like, I've been on OJ, I've been on Chris Brown, I've been on this person's trial, that person, you know, I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to do what I want to do. And Submarine is like, oh, no, you're not. I'm going to shut you down right now. I'm put that fire out right now. Right? I feel like he's kind of pumping his chest up, and he don't know that this is a federal case. A lot of people are getting things misconstrued, right? People are not understanding this is the feds. This is not the state. You slid and ride and glided. You and Mark Geragos with the cases that he's covered. Y'all slid and slided and slipped and slide and rolled through those state courts. This is a whole different ball game. This is a whole different entity when you're talking about the feds. Yeah, you can talk to these judges crazy. You can pay them out, but we don't take payments. All we take is months and years, you know, weeks, seconds. You know, that's what type of payments we pay, that we receive. You can't pay us off here at the feds. And you're not gonna sit there and try to talk and say whatever you want to say. I'm going to put the night-night lights out on that. But y'all, let's continue.
He was simply making an observation. He added, "You've got a black man who's being prosecuted and the client feels like he's being targeted." Geragos made the controversial comment about the prosecution during the May 2nd episode of TMZ's Two Angry Men podcast, saying at the time, "Based on my 5th decade in the criminal justice system, race underscores everything in the criminal justice system." Following the episode's release, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic, one of the 6 women prosecuting Combs, voiced her concerns that Geragos' remarks...
And see, Geragos is probably mad too, because he see nothing but the women's on the trial, right? Okay, you're a little upset, Mr. Geragos. Is your feelings a little hurt? You'll be all right. You could cry a river, build a bridge, and get over it, right? Cry a river, build a bridge, get over it. You know, you're not even on these, defense team. You're just like a consultant. So you don't have to stay in my courtroom. I'm sure that's how Judge Submarinian was basically saying. You ain't got to be here. You're only a consultant. You're not even on the team. And what you're saying over there on your podcast, just know I'm going to be watching. And then he going to say, oh, I can use one more subscriber. The judge was probably like, I don't give a flying you-know-what. If I'm another subscriber, I ain't gonna subscribe to your channel. He probably like, I'm just gonna watch. I'm not even gonna hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna make sure that you ain't doing anything or saying anything that's gonna hurt Diddy's case. Like I told you, Mr. Geragos. Y'all, let's continue. Uh-oh.
But is working with its jury consultant for referring to the prosecution as a six-pack of white women. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian told Geragos on May 6 per NBC News, "I think this is ridiculous. I think referring to the prosecution in this case as a six-pack of white women is outrageous." Subramanian continued, "This would not be tolerated in any court from any lawyer anywhere across the nation." However, Geragos, whose daughter Tenny Geragos is one of the lawyers on Combs' legal team.
And see, he got his daughter in there too. So he's probably telling his daughter, what to do, how to move, really providing her guidance. I'm more than sure, right? But y'all, let's continue.
Argued that he was simply making an observation. He added, "You've got a black man who's being prosecuted and the client feels like he's being targeted." Geragos made the controversial comment about the prosecution during the May 2nd episode of TMZ's Two Angry Men podcast, saying at the time, "Based on my 5th decade in the criminal justice system, race underscores everything in the criminal justice system." Following the episode's release, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic, one of the 6 women prosecuting Combs, voiced her concerns that Geragos' remarks could taint the jury pool, since potential jurors...
But y'all, like I said, let's be for real. Let's be honest, right? Mark Geragos, he's a big name, big attorney, right? And he got plenty of money, I'm sure. And especially if he's representing these famous people, they got plenty of money well, they had plenty of money to go pay these judges and these courthouses and all these other people and entities at the state level off. It does not work in the feds. It's not gonna work, right? It's not going to work. But y'all, I'm telling you, this is crazy. Crazy,
First
crazy.
gathered news from a variety of sources, including podcasts. She added in court May 6th, the danger of Mr. Geragos' statements infecting the jury pool is very serious. I think the admonishment here is warranted. In September, Combs was arrested and charged with racketeering, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. 6 months later, a superseding indictment added one additional count of sex trafficking and one of prostitution. The Bad Boys Records mogul has denied any wrongdoing and pleaded not guilty to all of his charges.
Wow. I'm telling you, it's going down, y'all. I'm telling you, this situation with this court hearing, the jury selection, the court hearing actually is going to start, they saying, on Monday. From what I hear, from what what they're saying, that the court hearing it should, from what they're expecting, it should start at the same at the regular schedule, the 12th of May, which is next Monday. So they should be proceeding, you know, moving forward to starting the court hearing on Monday. So we gonna see what this entails, but like I said, Mark Geragos, he got his daughter in there on the team, and then they also, you guys, they hired a black female attorney. They're saying this attorney sued somebody or something like that. I need to go and, do my research on that. But they're saying this attorney, they're trying to pull, information and all this other stuff, out the hat, whenever things happen, whether it's good or bad, you're on the spotlight. They're going to try to go and, find stuff on you. So that's the stuff that they found on her. But they say that she is a good attorney. So I don't know. Guy says, I hope they remove Daddy's star in Hollywood. I hope so. You mean Diddy's? Diddy's star. I hope so. I hope they go over there and put their little chisel and just, kindly knock it right on out the little, walking thing on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I've been to Hollywood. I've been to LA before, but I don't remember like specifically seeing Diddy's, but I'm sure, yeah, it's there. Tammy says, she looks thirsty. Yes, I don't know. Y'all, I have to find, let me see. I have to find, because they are talking about the new, let me see. They are talking about Diddy's, the new lawyer, the black female lawyer, they are talking about her and saying different type of stuff about her. But like I said, I hadn't researched it or looked into it. I love the house nightmare. Oh, thank you. Yes, they are talking about this lady now. I don't know, her background or anything, but y'all, we gonna see. Let me see. We're gonna see. Let's see. We're gonna see what this black female lawyer, because I mean, people are digging up all kind of stuff on her, saying that, all kind of stuff. Like, I don't even want to say anything because I haven't really like listened, paid attention closely to what to what they are saying. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. Let's see what okay, there it goes. Let's see. And y'all, if y'all don't know, me and my baby Jamel Peterson, we were on TMZ. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Is this just, hold on. Okay, there it goes.
Hello and welcome.
Lord, have mercy.
I want to buy your house.
Hold on, just a second, y'all. Yeah, they're talking about this girl, but me and my baby Jamel Peterson, we were there on Monday at the court hearing outside the courthouse, and TMZ caught us on their camera and put us in actually one of their shorts. But y'all, let's listen in.
He's newsbreaker, lovemaker, Devon, the roller coaster, rah!
Charlie Neff out sick again.
Charlie Neff
Does she
out-
have the worst immune system?
I know.
Man?
It's crazy how some people are just always out sick.
She needs to take some vitamins.
Okay, hold
I
on.
know.
Let me see.
You're often out. You have a problem. You're often
Let me
sick on-
see. Okay, let's see.
Goes into it.
Right? I mean, yeah, facts don't matter as much as just the story.
Right.
The story you present to the jury, whether it be true or not, if you can get them to buy it, then
Hey,
you
Miss
win.
AK
Right.
19.
I mean, and
Oh,
Diddy's
wait.
going against it. The optics on the other side, it's like an all-female prosecution.
Right.
So they're trying to, show that united front of like, here.
And this is the new lawyer that Diddy hired, the new black female lawyer. So I don't know how this is going to work out. Oh, Tammy says, I think she tried to sue somebody from Cash Money. Yes, Tammy, that's what it was. She was trying to sue somebody for from Cash Money, and it actually came back, and everybody is trying to talk about it. But yeah, this is crazy. But y'all, let's continue to see what else they have to say. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's take a minute. Let's smash the like button. Let's take just a quick second, you guys. Smash the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the little 3 buttons at the top right there. And then it should have the like button. Y'all smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. We got a little bit of likes, y'all. Let's smash the like button, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up, y'all.
Here's a guy who's done some terrible things to women, and we're trying to, get justice, essentially.
And now, today is the final day of jury selection. Unless there's some issues, I guess. Today,
They've been going through it pretty quick. I mean, they have hundreds of potential people,
Right.
and then they answer the questions, and the defense and the prosecution each has a allotted number of people. They can be like, we don't want them, and so they're automatically out. But they've gotten, I believe, they have to get 45, and I believe they've gotten.
what do you mean 45?
They have to get They have to whittle it down to 45 potential jurors.
Okay.
And then it goes to the actual jurors that are involved, because there's obviously alternates.
Tammy, you are absolutely right. Him hired, I don't care if he hired a 6-pack of black women, like Mark Geragos said, a 6-pack of white women are on the prosecution team. I don't care if Diddy hired a 6-pack of black women. Like Tammy said, it doesn't change what you think in your opinion of Diddy. Absolutely not. Nothing. Anybody they can put in front on Diddy's team is not going to sway my opinion and my thoughts and how I feel about him. There is too much evidence out there. I'm sure that the feds have. We haven't seen yet, but just showing that Cassie tape and hearing about all the other stuff, and not even the women that dealt with a lot of stuff. I'm talking about Mace, all his artists that he was taking money, stealing money. They're like going hungry, can't feed their families. I mean, suffering through life because of him. He deserved the ultimate, whatever, the max. Because when you're dealing with people's livelihoods, you're messing their lives up by doing all kind of stuff, taking their money, beating them allegedly, essaying them, deviant, all these horrible things, right? He should be paying for this. But y'all, let's continue.
This is like American Idol. So they
Basically,
they go into one room and they're like,
a little more serious.
Guys-
they're not going to Hollywood.
they're not going to
I'll tell you
Hollywood.
that,
Guys,
but-
I've got a bit of bad news.
No, they're going to the court in New York. But I mean, it's interesting because it's such a high-profile case, and it's like obviously it's not like it's a local news story where everyone knows what's going on, have read media reports, so it's hard to actually get people that will not be biased one way or the other.
I'm surprised about these potential jurors like not wanting to be on the case. Like people are making all sorts of excuses. A pothead said, "I'm too much of a stoner. I can't concentrate."
It's funny
throughout
how
the
you
case."
focused on that one.
Well, I just
there
thought
was
it was interesting.
100.
And you guys, from what I seen, I was there on Monday. Like I said, me and my baby Jamil Peterson, we were at the federal courthouse on Monday, in line, going into the court. There was the jurors were mixed in with us in line. You can see they had their juror paperwork. It said juror, jury selection, jury duty, whatever. So everyone that I seen, I mean, there was like older white women, some black women, some men, women, different nationalities. So to me, I feel like they got a nice pool of people that came in. So, Rakesh said, yes, he does. Yeah. So there was a nice pool of different people coming in to, as jurors. I mean, from what I personally seen, because like I said, they were holding their little envelope. They're like, their envelope with the thing, and it said jury, jury. You could see it on there. So I knew those were jurors, and the line was long. It was a lot of them, and it was a good mix from what I seen. But y'all, let's continue.
Hundreds of people, but that was the reason.
Yeah, so he got excused. Like other people find like.
I mean, would you want to be involved in this?
In the
Personally,
DK?
I would.
No, you're lying.
I swear to God, I wouldn't. Dude, you're gonna be there till July.
On the Diddy case, brother, the biggest case in Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't want the.
Now, he said this is the biggest case in Hollywood. This is the biggest case. This is going to be epic. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all would want to be there as a juror. I would definitely want to be there as a juror because I'm looking out for the minors. I'm trying to see, is there minors? Did the feds really have evidence and proof of minors? And what other evidence did they have? The free calls. I want to see the tapes. I'm sorry. I'm just very nosy like that. Like, I want to see what was going on. Was he, essaying him, DVing him? It was Justin Bieber on the tapes. Y'all, I'm telling you, I wish they would have sent me a jury selection notification. I would have been in there front and center. I would have been in there like 2 weeks waiting. I would have been like, I'm waiting. What you here so early for? I'm a juror. I was selected for jury duty for the Diddy trial. I'm just making sure I am here and present and accounted for. I'm telling you, I would want to. I'm sorry. I would want to because I know from what everybody is saying, from like, I'm talking about Mace, all of them, people from Making of the Band, all of those people, all these people that have said, things about Diddy and what he has done. I want to see with my own 2 eyes, the proof that's in the pudding. I want to see that. Tammy says, I wouldn't, but Diddy definitely wouldn't want me there. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to see with my own eyes what in the world was Diddy doing on them tapes. I'm just saying, y'all, let's continue.
Those problems?
No, Netflix will be knocking at your door wanting you on the new. Harvey Levin will be knocking at your door wanting.
I don't want Harvey Levin knocking on my door ever, and he's my employer.
True.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Me personally, yeah, I get your point. Some people would want like the fame and the notoriety and to be in the know, but like, dude, I'm not trying to show up to court until summer.
Yeah, but they're not sequestered, which I thought was interesting.
It's impossible nowadays, right?
But I mean,
you can't ask people till July to just like go into a hotel room. I know they did that for OJ.
Yeah,
but
nearly
like
a whole year they was.
I mean, that's crazy,
I know,
bro. And you're the one who wants to do the trial.
Well, I don't want to be. If I was sequestered with the weed, then maybe
then you're in.
It could be kind of fun. It's like another COVID.
Oh my God.
Okay.
They're not asking you to be on the trial. Thank God.
No, thank God. On to our next story. Family Feud.
Now, I had a question. I was talking to my baby. I was like, I wonder if for any reason Diddy gets off of this, which I doubt highly. I was like, I wonder what he would do. You think that he would be still acting a fool, jumping off the couch, jumping off the cabinets? I mean, out there, like, having these white parties still? And he said, yeah, probably so. I was like, I just wanted to know. What is y'all's thoughts? What do y'all think that, that if Diddy is found innocent and he gets off, which I doubt that very highly that he will, but do y'all think that he would be acting the same way? Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that he'll be acting the same way. Still jumping off couches, still having these free calls, still doing these white parties. Do y'all think that he would still do that? I was like, I wonder what he would do. Would he really be still doing they're doing the same thing? Braun says 1. Moni, hey Moni, welcome. Rakeisha puts some 1s. I think so too. Because once you are that type of person and you're 55 years old, I don't think anything is going to change you or sit you down if you've been doing that for so long. That's almost like Tammy says, H to the E-L-L to the yeah. I think so too, because let's just be for real. Let's be honest, right? When you have somebody that old, right? And they're doing the same thing for 30 years. It is hard for somebody to come out and change all of a sudden, even if it was a slow situation where they changed over a couple of months after being released. Diddy, with the type of personality, the narcissistic behavior that I've seen, I think that he's gonna come out and do the same thing, probably even worse, right? I'm just saying. Bron says Diddy Glover won't ever change. I think so too. Guy says no, I'd be embarrassed. Yeah. Art of War, hey, welcome. Sean says jail changes a person like him. I mean, I don't know. Seeker of Truth. Hey, Seeker says if he didn't, if he's smart, he'll lay low and fade into obscurity, but he won't. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that he would if he was, given that opportunity to, if he is innocent, which I don't think so. I don't think so. But I was just wondering. I was like, would he change, or would he be, a little different, being that he's getting older? But yeah, I don't think so. Moni says narcissistic personality he has, and he wasn't holding himself accountable. Absolutely, Moni. But that's how narcissists are. Narcissists, they be mean, they be rude, nasty. It's all about them. I mean, they be cutting up, blaming people, doing all kind of stuff. I mean, I seen it with my friend. She had a horrible narcissistic man in her life. I mean, to where I had to help her, to go to court with her, just to get this joker out of her house. That wasn't even, his name wasn't even on the lease. And he come to court, I mean, even showing up, acting crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. He is crazy, right? I'm telling you, it is crazy. It is crazy, right? I'm telling you. So I think that he will. He would. I don't think he would change. I don't think for one moment that Diddy would change. I don't think so. Seeker says dealt with one, only one. Yeah, I mean, them narcissists are crazy. Moni says a zebra never changes their stripes. Absolutely. Rakeisha says my sister had one too. Yes, they're horrible, right, Rakeisha? They are. When I say I went to court with my friend and the narcissist was, sitting behind us and trying to make these little marks and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I was like, dude, I said, let me go talk to this police officer. Because, see, I'm trying to be my best. Are you her attorney? Are you her blah, blah? You don't need to know who I am, sir. You go and sit down and have a seat until you get called up to the judge's the stand so you can lie and say whatever you're going to say. Don't be questioning who I am in the courtroom, sir. Are you her attorney? You need to know who I am, right? Adrian says, did you survive the Diddy concoction? Laugh out loud. Oh my God, you was the best. I'm telling you, it is crazy, right? It is crazy. Narcissists are just who they are. They're not going to change. They don't care about nobody. It's all about them. Once you have situations, they be like, you did this, you did that. They don't want to take no accountability. And Diddy seems like he's like that, right? With an apology. Oh, and I did this, and I did that, and I did this. No, that is the worst apology, and that he deserves an Oscar for the worst apology ever. I'm just saying, like, who gets on there and then you're supposed to be apologizing, but you're talking about you and I. Don't sound like you're really caring about her. You didn't care about Cassie. You didn't care about her when you did what you did to her, nor in the apology. And you shouldn't even apologize because, like I said, from what I understand on their situation with the money that he paid her, he wasn't supposed. Neither one of them, I believe, was supposed to be talking and even mentioning each other's name or anything like that, right? So I don't know. Moni says he couldn't even look in the camera. He was lying. He ain't sorry. Yeah. People only are sorry because they get caught, right? Like, oh, I got my hand in the cookie jar. Oh, my mama coming around the corner said I can't have no cookies. I don't need to be with my hands in the cookie jar. And now that I'm caught, oh, I'm sorry that I'm caught. But you are not sorry. You really not sorry. You just only sorry you got caught, right? But with this situation with Diddy, like I said, I would love to have been a juror. I would have been in there front and center, ear hustling, eye hustling. I want to see what's on the tapes. Now, some of the tapes I know probably if they're going to play them, are probably really like gruesome. I'm more than sure. with this situation, but I want to see just what I was thinking, you know, and what a lot of people were thinking. Like, did he really, you know, beat these people? How bad? You know, did he do this? How bad? Did he have these kids in here, you know, allegedly, the minors? Okay, what did he have the minors doing? Was there a graping situation going on? What was going on? Was Justin Bieber in? Who was all in the tapes? Like, I'm trying to figure out all of that. I'm trying to figure out what happened, what transpired, at the parties with the, you know what I'm saying? I want to know. I want to hear. I want to know everything, right? Tammy says he got arrested with that pink stuff and a pow pow. How was he sorry? Yes, right? You're only sorry because you get caught. That's what people. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't did this, and then go do it again like the next hour. Were you apologizing and your apology means nothing? That's what the narcissists do. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And in the next breath, they're doing something else to you. I mean, it's crazy, right? And I done seen female narcissists too. The female narcissist, oh my God. The female narcissist is a piece of work too. They got the man versions and they got the women's versions of narcissists, right? I mean, I was like, oh my goodness. Gaslighting at the ultimate, I mean, crazy. Crazy. And I'm like, this heifer right here is crazy. Like, her elevator is not going all the way to the top. So there is women narcissists and men. I mean, Jada Pinkett, they say she's a narcissist. She seems like a narcissist too. I mean, the women, I mean, just as bad as the men. And, you know, it's crazy because it's like, this heifer over here doing all of this stuff, kiki, laughing, smiling in people's face, and then next thing you know, over there harassing people. I mean, I done seen it. I'm telling you, I done seen some narcissistic women in situations, and I'm like, oh, and all I could do is just laugh to myself, and I'm like, no, did she really say that, or did she really do that? And I'm just sitting back looking and observing, and I'm like, oh my God. But they are bad. And like I said, Diddy, I believe, is a narcissist. I'm not no doctor. I'm just observing from, you know, narcissistic behavior that I seen. Like I said, my friend had a horrible narcissist. I was like, girl, how you end up with this joker? Then you had a baby with him. I'm like, oh my God. Poor thing. You got to deal with this joker. He crazy. He looked like he was found, and you found him in the bottom of the landfill. Come into court. Looking like a dirty bum. Looking dirty, nasty. Looked like she dug him up from under the, maybe 6 feet down in the dirt. Hey, Just Hope One. Hey, Kathy. Looked like she dug him up out the trash dump. Looked like a whole bum. I'm like, girl, where you find him at? Can you take him back to the dump where you found him at? Because I'm telling you, this is not your beautiful woman, and I just can't see how this happened, right? I just can't see how this situation happened, right? Sweet person, sweetest person ever. But see, that's what they like. That's what the narcissists like. The narcissists, they want to get these women that they can control, or women, you know, narcissists getting these men that they control. It's all about control with them. They want you to be their puppet. They want you to be their dog. I'm not being a dog for nobody. You're not going to, my mama and daddy already raised me. Tell you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't take this phone call, they won't listen. Boy, you don't get out of here with that mess and go get on somebody else's nerves because you're not about to get on mine. And go and sit down and have a couple of seats. It's crazy. But that's what they do. I'm telling you, them narcissistic people are a mess, right? And they're in our workplaces, at the churches, you know, when you even go to the grocery store. I've been seeing some crashing out at the grocery store. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Oh my God, hey Pam, how are you? I went to a grocery store, somebody was trying to return some milk. And this is during COVID time. So the lady was like, no, we can't take food products back. This is COVID. This joker opened the milk and poured it over the whole counter. I was like, milk is only $1 or $2. I wanted to, reach in my purse and just, pay for him an extra thing of milk. I was like, are you serious? I was like, this is crazy. Oh my God, Rakisha said they're everywhere. Yes, they are everywhere. When you go shopping, when you go to the restaurants, even when you're driving on the road, they be having road rage flipping you off, and you're like, what are you flipping me off for? I don't understand what the problem is. Just manically crazy for no reason. That's what narcissists are. They get crazy for no reason. And that's how Diddy was. When he hung up that phone, remember he was in his office, he said, I get whatever I want. And he hung up the phone first, I think. He said, I get whatever I want. And he was jumping around his office acting a plumb fool. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Pam. And I'm like, I'm a savage. Yeah, Judge Submarino, he took notes that you were a savage. That's why you're still at the MDC, Diddy. I'm just saying, right? That's what happens when you're a savage. They have beds, they have metal beds and roaches and rats and, little small 2x4, 4x4, 6x8 places where you can stay as a savage. The Iron Bar Hotel. I'm just saying. They will feed you the nasty food. You get some, shower, maybe, as soon as you get in the shower, they turn it on, you wet your body, and next thing you know, put some soap and rinse off like a 3-second shower tops. You taking a shower, though. They feeding you the nasty food, probably drinking from the toilet. But you put yourself there. That's what you wanted. You said you are a savage. That's the savage lifestyle. When you're in prison like that, for all the savages that thought that they were tough, that's how they take care of you. They take care of the savages. They do. The feds, they take good care of the savages, right? Yeah, it's not going to be in accordance of your taste, Diddy. We know that it's not going to be no shrimp and escargot and no steak and potatoes, no fried fish and macaroni and cheese and greens, right? But you getting fed. Just saying, right? Just saying. Tammy says now he's around his fellow savages. Yes. Tammy, that's where he wanted to be all along. He wanted to be a savage at the MDC. So the judge says, come up, Diddy. Yes, come on up. We got a spot for you. We got a bed. Yeah, let me call the MDC. Y'all have a bed for Diddy? Yeah, y'all got space for Diddy? Yeah, they're like, yeah, we got plenty of space. Okay, yeah, hold him at the MDC. Yeah, Yeah, hold him at the MDC. He'll be all right over there. He's a savage. He knows how to handle himself. Looking like he been, sliding and gliding with the baby oil, through Hollywood for all these years. He's tough, yeah. So put him there. We the savages are over there on Cell Block 1 OVO. Just saying, right? I'm just saying, right? Tabby says he's been a savage his whole life. Yes, his whole life, starting since he was a little kid, right? He was the only child, spoiled brat. I'm just saying, crazy acting. At first, they said that he was being bullied a lot. He was being bullied, he was scared of stuff. But then as he started getting into his but I guess maybe early 20s, 20, 21, he started kind of filling people out. He started, getting his little arrogancy, starting to do this, starting to do that. And then he just went crazy and crashed out the last 30 years. And this is where this has awarded him, right? It's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, y'all, but this court hearing is going to be crazy. It's going to be epic. And I don't know, y'all. We're going to see. Is the minors included? Are the minors on the tapes? Do they have evidence of the minors? Do they have evidence of him, the SA and DVing? What's on them tapes? Who's on them tapes? Just wondering. I'm just wondering, y'all. It's going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot to unpack. That's why I said I don't think 2 months is going to be long enough. That's what they're giving them. Maybe they're like, because the feds, they don't be playing. They run off strictly business, right? Maybe the feds is like, no, we only giving him 2 months. We ain't gonna be like the YSL case or whatever in Atlanta. They've been going 7 years, 3 years. No, you would give you 2 months. That's all we can afford. We got other court cases. We got other cases that we need to go ahead and handle. We got too much. We got too much on our plate. We giving you a 2-month time span. That's why he probably got denied for those 2 months that he was trying to get extra. He was trying to get a free for one, a 2-for-1 deal. Can I go ahead and get a 2 months extended? They're like, no, absolutely not. Those 2 months that you asking for extension is the 2 months that we can have you in and out of here and already at another federal prison where you belong, where you're gonna be housed at, right? So I'm just saying, it's gonna be crazy. It's going to be epic. And there's a lot that's going to unpack. But y'all, I'm not going to keep y'all. I'm going to keep up and see what else is going on. I'm going to check on the information on that black lawyer, see what I find on her. And then, then maybe do a live on her to get some information or whatever, maybe a video. But I don't know. We'll see. We will see, y'all. But hopefully, Mr. Mark Geragos, he'll get it together. He'll be not saying anything on his podcast because Judge Subramanian, he's paying attention, he's looking, he's lurking, he's eye hustling, he ain't playing with him. So, y'all, we'll see what happens, y'all. Thank you guys for stopping in. Always, as I say, lead with love, peace, and tranquility. Hey, Brad Keisha, and I will see all of you guys on the next live. Bye.